Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Crazy Drake Podcast Show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Time to talk about sports again. Folks, let's talk about three things. We're going to talk about Scottie Scheffler, Detroit Tigers, and the WNBA's shirt. The shirt of Pay Us, whatever it's called. First of all, let's go and talk about the British Open. Scottie Scheffler wins it, his third major. He's moving on up. He looks great. He shot 17 over for the whole tournament. But I want to take this time to talk about how he talked about his thoughts and feelings about golf is not the fulfillment of his life. It's part of his life, but it's everything about his relationship with his family, his wife, his just newborn child, maybe 6-8 months old now. But he just kind of just talked about that a little bit before the tournament started. So congratulations to that. Great mental health for men, that you don't have to focus on just one thing, being a great athlete. You can focus on all aspects of your life. Sports is just part of your life. It's not everything. There'll be a time in the day where you're not going to be a golfer, you're not going to be an athlete, or if you're not an athlete, you're just a sports fan. Your team win or lose, it's okay. Moving on, let's talk about the WNBA shirts. They had the shirts on saying "Pay us what we're worth," or whatever it's called. I think that the NBA or the WNBA, even Caitlin Clark had that shirt on, and I think that she is trying to be equal to the opportunity for her league and everything else with it, but it was more like some weird statement about it. Obviously, the WNBA is losing money every year. Not enough women are watching it. Not enough men are watching it. And I don't know if it's ever going to change that way. It's just not women's soccer. Women's soccer is just a lot better. I don't know why people grab onto women's soccer, but if I was to be the commissioner of the WNBA, again, I'm going to say this, I would have it so that the WNBA games are played 3 hours before the NBA games are on. So that means you have the game in the same series. So, same season. So, because of that, you have people come in early, get maybe cheap tickets to see the WNBA game, and then get a break to watch the NBA games. Teams who are not that good in the NBA, Charlotte Hornets, or Sacramento Kings, any team, Phoenix Suns, any teams that are not registering a lot of money, you would have games for that league to be able to have the WNBA games and the NBA games to be played on the same day, different time, get people involved, male and female. That's how I would fix the NBA. Last but not least, we got to talk about my team, the Detroit Tigers, folks. Let me change this. So, folks, we got to talk about this. Detroit Tigers finally snapped a 6-game losing streak. Two omens that you guys got to think about this. On July 19 through the 22nd of 1984, Detroit had a 4-game losing streak. That's one omen. The second omen is that Detroit got swept by the Seattle Mariners that same year. So there's something going on here. So if you're a betting man or an astrology man or a man of coincidence, that might be something that you wanted to consider into. Detroit Tigers beat the Rangers 2-1, snapped a 6-game skid, back to 60-40, 20 games above 500. Tarik Skubal had the game of his life, obviously saved the day. 11 strikeouts, 75 strikes out of 105 thrown. Did a wonderful job. Went through 6 2/3 inning, got himself a little trouble. Garcia, but I should also say Tyler Holton came in to relieve Skubal. uh, with a wild pitch that Holton threw. Garcia scored from third base. So that game was tied. They looked really nervous. Matt Verling uh, finally got ahead. He singled to center field, and Torres scored. Detroit's uh, first run scored was McKinstry single to right field, and Winslow Perez uh, scored from uh, from second. So that's how Detroit scored. That's how the Rangers scored. I know I went all weird about it, but I want to finish this up a little bit, talking about Detroit's bullpen. Tallahassee obviously threw a wild pitch, but he had 2 strikeouts, came in, did a good job. Um, Other than that, Will Vest came in the 8th inning and got the guys out. I think it was Seager or something, and then finished it up in the 9th inning. So there you have it, folks. Detroit finally won it. Detroit will be playing the Pirates tomorrow against Paul Skeens. So Jack Flaherty is going to be pitching. But Detroit will have to, I would assume that they would go after a starter. But in order to go after a starter for a trade, you have to give up a couple of guys in the prospects. Detroit is looking at more at the bullpen. I think that they may need 1 or 2 new guys from the bullpen, but I think they need a 5th starter because you can't go through a night of a game where you go through 4 bullpen pitchers for a game much longer. You need a starter. Detroit needs a starter. I would trade for a starter. Give up maybe 1 or 2 prospects, maybe a draft pick or 2. That's my thing. But there you go, folks. I know it was a little disorganized and everything about it, but follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Patreon. Follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you download your podcasts. Peace, love. I'm out of here.